लक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वा समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु
My humble salutations at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Jai Sai Ram to all of you. On behalf of the Leicester Science Centers, I would like to warmly welcome you on this auspicious night of Shivaratri, where we are carrying on with performing more sadhana on this auspicious day. To introduce today's program, we will first have a story from our Bal Vikas children who have worked hard and put in a lot of effort in preparing this story for us today. So on behalf of all of us, in advance, I would like to thank them first. After the story, we will listen to a presentation on 12 Jyotirlingams and the story behind how Shiva manifested himself in those Jyotirlingams. We will also be able to do darshan of those Jyotirlingams, which will add value to this program today in terms of the amount of blessings we are going to get. After that, we will have a small Abhishekam. So if you haven't prepared for it, it's going to be very simple. So you can just prepare for it even now, because all you need is one plate, the Shivlingam, some milk and some water, and some sandalwood. If you don't have any of these items, it's fine. You can even do Abhishekam with just water. So after the Abhishekam, we will have Bhajans, and then we will conclude today's program with Bhagwan's Mangal Aarti. So I hope you all enjoy this program, and let us come together and worship Lord Sai Shiva on this blessed and auspicious night of Shivaratri. We will now have the story from our lovely Bal Vikas children. Jai Sai Ram.
What are you reading, Sai Krishna? Well, dear, I was just reading Baba's divine words from his discourse, which took place on March the 7th, 1978, in which Swami explains the significance of Shivaratri. And what does Swami have to say? Well, Baba says, Shivaratri is a very auspicious day for us all. It is the 14th day of the lunar fortnight, when the moon is waning and the sun is in the sign of Aquarius. The festival is, however, related to the moon rather than the sun. Unlike other nights, this particular night is the night of consecration, of dedication and illumination. The mind is intimately associated with the moon. Chandra, the deity of the moon, is the presiding deity of the mind. He loses 1/16 of his brilliance every day after the full moon day and continues waning until on this night he is left with just 1/16 of his power. The wane moon may be taken to stand for the mind with all its wild fancies and waywardness reduced after it has been conquered by spiritual discipline.
Oh, so it's all about the mind and how on this day it only has 1/16 left of its rebellious power.
Exactly. Swami goes on to say, on this night there is just a minute part more to be conquered, and that can be done by keeping vigil and dwelling on the glory of God. The vigil that is prescribed is symbolic of the eternal vigil one has to observe, while the rite of fasting is symbolic of divesting the senses of the pleasures for which they crave. The night-long devotional singing is significant of the long consciousness of the divine presence that everyone should cultivate. The rites and vows laid down for Shivaratri being absent on other nights of the year, their observance on this day comes as a reminder that they are useful.
Wow, Sai Krishna, that was a very interesting text and message from Swami.
But Dia, please do explain to me, because I cannot quite digest Swami's beautiful message.
Here, let me take a look. So to summarize these events given by Swami, Shivaratri is an auspicious night on which provides a real opportunity for us all to conquer our monkey mind and its obsession with all our senses and sense objects. The sadhana we all do is a reminder of the lifelong sadhana, our lifelong spiritual discipline. The fasting we do should be a reminder of the need to control our desires. The bhajans we sing are to remind us to be mindful of the divine presence throughout our lives.
Oh,
Shivaratri is a reminder to us all of the importance of rites and religious vows, a reminder of the divine, his omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience.
thank you, Dia. Now I truly understand the significance of Shivaratri and Swami's divine message.
Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram. Atirudra Mahayagna Purusha Purushottama Sai Deva Purnavatara Deva Sathya Sai Guru Mahadeva Sathya Sai Guru Mahadeva Somanath Mallikarjunam Mahakala Mamaleshwaram Vaidyanath Bhima Shankaram Rameshwar Nageshwaram Vishweshwar Trayambakeshwaram Kedaram Krishneshwaram Ekani Jyotirlingani Sayam Prayate Pathe Naraha Sapta Janma Kritam Papam Smarena Vinashyati Smarena Vinashyati. My humble salutations at the lotus feet of my beloved Sai Mahadeva. Jai Sai Ram to you all. Before beginning this presentation on the 12 Jyotirlingas, I would like to offer it humbly at the lotus feet of my beloved Bhagwan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Once again, Jai Sai Ram to all of you. Usually on Maha Shivaratri and on different days, when we do darshan of the Jyotirlingas, or we see many paintings, they appear as what you can see on the screen right now. They're usually paintings of the Jyotirlingams or some sort of sketches that artists have made. So I therefore decided that on this auspicious day of Maha Shivaratri, why don't we learn more about the 12 Jyotirlingas, and why don't we do the darshan of the actual Jyotirlingas, which are not any paintings, but they are pictures of the Jyotirling itself. Even the darshan of these Jyotirlingas bestows blessings on all of us. So let us start this presentation by talking about the first Jyotirling, which is the Somnath Jyotirling. The Somnath temple, located in Veravar in Saurashtra on the western coast of Gujarat, is believed to be the first among the 12 Jyotirlinga shrines of Shiva. Ancient Indian traditions maintain a close relationship of Somnath with the release of Chandra, the moon god, from the curse of his father-in-law, Prajapati Daksh, who is the son of Lord Brahma. With the advice of Lord Brahma, who was Daksha's father, Chandra arrived at Somnath and worshipped Lord Shiva. Pleased with the great penance and devotions of Chandra, Lord Shiva blessed him and relieved him from the curse of darkness. Similarly, it is said, one who visits Somnath and prays with devotion to the Somnath Linga will please Lord Shiva and will be relieved from the darkness of ignorance in their life. Let us now do the darshan of the second Jyotirlinga, which is known as the Mallikarjuna Lingam. When Shiva and Parvati decided to find suitable brides for their sons, Shiva got Buddhi, which means intellect, Siddhi, which means spiritual power, and Riddhi, which means prosperity, married to Ganesha. Kartikeya was enraged and went away to stay alone on Mount Kronj as a Kumar Brahmachari, which means a celibate youth. On seeing his father coming over to pacify him, he tried to move to another place, but on the request of the Devas, stayed close by. The place where Shiva and Parvati stayed came to be known as Sri Shailam, as the linga at this temple is worshipped with jasmine, which is locally called Mallika. The temple became known as Mallikarjuna. It is said one who gets darshan of the Mallikarjuna linga in this temple is freed from the cycle of death and rebirth. We will now do darshan of Mahakaleshwar. Mahakal, that is the third Jyotirlingam. So Mahakal means the Lord of Time. This temple is situated in Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh. Ujjain is one of India's 7 most holy cities, and as such, it is a major pilgrimage center. It is especially holy owing to the presence of Mahakaleshwar, Lord of Time and Death, one of the 12 Jyotirlingams. Once every 12 years, Ujjain hosts Kumbh Mela, the world's largest religious gathering, and pilgrims bathe in the sacred waters of 4 cities. The belief is that it opens the door to moksha, which means liberation, and spiritual awakening. We will now do darshan of the 4th Jyotirlingam, which is known as Mamaleshwar or Omkareshwar, which means the Lord of the sound of Om. This Jyotirlingam is situated in Madhya Pradesh in India. The Omkareshwar island is said to be shaped like the Hindu Om symbol. There are 2 temples here. One is Omkareshwar and the other one is Amareshwar. According to famous myths, Vidya Parvat practiced strict penance and worshipped Lord Omkareshwar along with Parthavarchana. As a result, Lord Shiva blessed him with a boon. On the heartfelt request of all deities, Lord Shiva created 2 parts of the lingas, one half being Amareshwar and the other Omkareshwar. The 5th Jyotirlingam we'll talk about today and do darshan of is known as Vaidyanath. Vaidyanath means the divine healer. Vaidyanath is a temple complex in the city of Deoghar where the Jyotirlingam is installed. King Ravan of Lanka at the time of the Ramayana estimated that his capital would not be perfect or immune to enemies unless Shiva remains there forever. Ultimately, after intense austerities in that way, Shiva gave him a lingam and told him not to put the lingam down, otherwise it would remain fixed over there forever. In the way back to Mount Kailash, Ravana wanted to perform Sandhya Vandan, which means evening prayers, where Ganesha appeared dressed as a shepherd. Ravana asked Ganesha to hold the lingam during the ceremony. Ganesha pretended that the ritual was taking too long and put the lingam down, which fixed there and was not movable. Ravana could not move the lingam, so it remained in Vaidyanath. So that is the Vaidyanath Jyotirlingam. The 6th Jyotirlingam we will talk about is Bhima Shankar. King of Kanpur, whose name was Karupeshwar, was an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. One day, a demon appeared in his kingdom and began to disturb his subjects. The demon also tried to kill the king with his sword. He missed the target and the sword fell on the Shivalingam worshipped by the king. Lord Shiva then appeared and killed the demon. It is said that after killing the demon, The drops of sweat of Shiva fell on the ground and were turned into a stream, which turned into a river, which is now known as Bhima. The next Jyotirlinga we will be talking about and doing darshan of is the Rameshwar Jyotirlingam. This Jyotirlingam can be found in the Rameshwaram temple on the island of Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu. A popular legend lies behind this temple. The legend states that Lord Rama was on his way to attack Ravana and reached the place where the temple now stands. Lord Rama made a lingam from sand, worshipped it, and asked for blessings so he would vanquish Ravana. Lord Rama also requested Lord Shiva to reside here eternally so that the entire mankind should benefit from the darshan of it. Lord Shiva then manifested himself as the lingam and got installed there for eternity. The next Jyotirlingam we will do darshan of is Nageshwar. This Jyotirlingam is found in the Nageshwar temple in Gujarat, which is located near the famous city of Dwarka. This powerful Jyotirlinga symbolizes protection from all poisons. It is said that those who pray to this Jyotirlinga become free from all poison. The Shiv Puran states that a Shiva devotee called Supriya was attacked by a demon called Daruka while in a boat. The demon imprisoned Supriya and several other people at his capital, which was Darukavan, where the demon lived with his wife, who was known as Daruki. Supriya told the other prisoners to recite the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. When Daruka became aware of this, he ran to kill Supriya. At that moment, Lord Shiva appeared in the form of a Jyotirlinga and vanquished the demon with the Pashupatastram, which is the most destructive weapon of Lord Shiva. The ninth Jyotirlingam we will be talking about and doing darshan of is known as Vishweshwar or Vishwanath. Of the 12 Jyotirlingas, Vishweshwar or Vishwanath Jyotirlinga is the most famous as it is located in Kashi, also known as Varanasi, which is considered to be one of the holiest shrines in the world. Vishwanath means ruler of the world or universe. It is believed that Lord Shiva lived there, but his mother-in-law was unhappy with his abode. To please his consort goddess Parvati, Lord Shiva requested the demon Nikumba to make the place suitable for his family at Kashi, which is Varanasi. Parvati was so pleased with the residents that she offered food to everyone, and that is why she is worshipped over there even to this day as Mother Annapurna. Even Lord Shiva is believed to hold a begging bowl in front of her, seeking for food. The 10th Jyotirlingam we will be doing darshan of and learning about is Trambakeshwar. According to ancient scriptures, Gautam Rishi and the Godavari river pleaded with Lord Shiva to make Trambakeshwar his home, and hence Shiva appeared in the form of a Trambakeshwar to make this holy temple his abode. Trambakeshwar Jyotirlinga is one of the most unique Jyotirlinga among the 12 Jyotirlingas. This Jyotirlinga is Swayambhu. It is formed by itself and huge. This Jyotirlinga does not have an oval stone like other lingas, but it has a hole in the middle, and inside the hole there are 3 pindis, like thumbprints, of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva symbolically. This Jyotirlingam is located near the popular and holy city of Nashik in the Indian state of Maharashtra. The 11th Jyotirling we will be talking about is Kedarnath or Kedareshwar. Kedarnath temple enshrining the Kedarnath Jyotirlinga is located on the Rudra Himalaya range, surrounded by the Panchagangas, near the bank of river Mandakini in the state of Uttarakhand. At the height of 11,755 feet above sea level, it is the highest of all the Jyotirlingas. The name Kedarnath means the Lord of the Field. The temple was initially built by the Pandavas and later restored by Adi Guru Shankaracharya. The temple opens only 6 months of the year, remaining closed during winters due to heavy snow, and is accessible by a trek of about 16 kilometers. The temple was buried under snow for 400 years during the Little Ice Age, and more recently, miraculously, escaped damage caused by the devastating flash floods of 2013. According to legends, the Pandavas sought the blessings of Lord Shiva to atone their sin after the Mahabharata war. Lord Shiva eluded them repeatedly and whilst fleeing took refuge at Kedarnath in the form of a bull. On being followed, he asked Bhumi Devi, which is Mother Earth, to grant him passage and dived into the ground to escape. But Bhima quickly grabbed him by the tail, not allowing Lord Shiva to completely pass through, leaving behind his hump on the surface. The Kedarnath Jyotirlinga is shaped like a pyramid. Lord Shiva was pleased by the Pandavas' determination and thus appeared before them to give darshan, forgave their sins, and instructed them to worship the self-manifested Kedar stone, now revered as a Jyotirlinga. Outside the temple door, a large statue of the Nandi bull stands as guard. The last but not least of the Jyotirlingams is Grushneshwar, the 12th one. Grushneshwar Jyotirling is considered the 12th and the last Jyotirling among all and is located in Ellora near Aurangabad in Maharashtra. Grushneshwar means Lord of Compassion, and the temple is also known by the names Kusumeshwara, Gushmeshwara, and Grishneshwara. This is the smallest Jyotirling temple and has been mentioned in the Shiv Puran and the Padma Puran. The current structure was rebuilt by Queen Ahilyabai Holkar of Indore in the 18th century after the fall of the Mughal Empire. The first legend associated with this Jyotirlinga is of a woman called Kusuma who worshipped Lord Shiva every day. Her husband's first wife was jealous of her devotion and murdered her son. Despite being grief-stricken, Kusuma kept up her faith and devotion to the Lord. Lord Shiva was so pleased with her devotion that he brought her son back to life. Kusuma requested the Lord to stay on, which is why Lord Shiva manifested himself as a Jyotirlinga here. The second legend is of a Brahmin named Sudharma and his wife Sudeha, who were childless. Sudeha thus got her sister Gushma married to Sudharma. They bore a son who rendered Gushma proud, and Sudeha was jealous of her sister. In her jealousy, Sudeha threw her son in the lake where Gushma used to immerse 101 lingams. Gushma continued her daily rituals to Lord Shiva, who ultimately returned her son and told her of her sister's deeds. Gushma requested Shiva to forgive her sister, which left Shiva pleased with her generosity and granted her a boon. On Gushma's request, Shiva manifested himself in the form of the Jyotirlinga. So we have thus completed the stories behind all the 12 Jyotirlingams. I hope everybody feels blessed after these darshan. And I pray to Lord Shiva to bless us all with his mercy, grace, and compassion on this very auspicious night of Shivaratri. We will now end this presentation with a little prayer, which I will recite on behalf of all of us. Vande Deva Umapatim Suragurum, Vande Jagat Karanam, Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrugadaram, Vande Pashunapatim, Vande Surya Shashanka Vahaninayanam, Vande Mukunda Priyam, Vande Bhakta Janashrayan Javaradam, Vande Shivam Shankaram. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormokshiyamamritat. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaha Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva Hara. We will now have a blessed opportunity where we can offer Abhishekam to our Shivlingam at home, at the comfort of our own homes in this blessed night of Shivratri. So if you can please take your lingams and put it in an empty steel plate. So place it there. And if you have a stand on which to keep the lingam, you can keep the whole stand on the steel plate. Let us do that now, please. So the first Abhishekam we'll be offering is with water. And whilst we are offering water to the Shivlingam, we will keep the bhava in our mind that we are offering that water Abhishekam to the 12 Jyotirlingas. We've just seen the significance of each Jyotirlinga. So I will now chant the Dwadash Jyotirlingam Stotram, and on behalf of all of us, and everybody can offer a continuous stream of water over the lingam. So let us be ready. One person in the family can do that, and the other people can hold the right hand of the person who is performing the Abhishekam. Saurashtre Somanathancha Shri Mallikarjunam Ujjainyam Mahakalam Omkaram Amaleshwaram Paralyam Vaidyanathancha Dakinyam Bhimashankaram Setu Bandhetu Ramesham Nagesham Darukavane Varanasyam Tu Vishvesham Trambakam Gautami Tate Himalaya tu Kedaram Grushmesham tu Shivalaye Etani Jyotirlingani Sayam Prata Pathe Naraha Sapta Janma Kritam Papam Smaranena Vinashyati. Okay, so now we will be offering milk on the Jyotirlingam. So keep your milk containers ready, and with your right hand, like I said, one person, a continuous stream to be poured over the Shivlingam. Let us do that now. And whilst you're doing that, on behalf of all of us, I will read out the 108 names of Lord Shiva. We are bowing down to Lord Shiva in 108 different forms. So in your mind, please keep chanting the Panchakshari mantra, which is Om Namah Shivaya. That's the simplest mantra you can chant right now. Okay, so I will, as soon as I begin the first name and carry on towards the 108th, you can carry on pouring milk in a slow stream, continuous stream over the Shivlingam. The 100 names of Lord Shiva, also known as the Shiva Ashtotar Shat Namavali. Om Shivaya Namaha, Om Maheshwaraya Namaha, Om Shambhave Namaha, Om Pinakine Namaha, Om Shashishekharaya Namaha, Om Vamadevaya Namaha, Om Virupakshaya Namaha, Om Kapardine Namaha, Om Nilalohitaya Namaha, Om Shankaraya Namaha, Om Shulapanaye Namaha, Om Khatvangine Namaha, Om Vishnuvallabhaya Namaha, Om Shipivishtaya Namaha, Om Ambikanathaya Namaha, Om Shrikantaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha, Om Bhavaya Namaha, Om Sharvaya Namaha, Om Trilokeshaya Namaha, Om Shitakanthaya Namaha, Om Shivapriyaya Namaha, Om Ugraya Namaha, Om Kapaline Namaha, Om Kamaraye Namaha, Om Andhakasur Sudana Namaha, Om Gangadharaya Namaha, Om Lalatakshaya Namaha, Om Kalakalaya Namaha, Om Kripanidhaye Namaha, Om Bhimaya Namaha, Om Parashuhastaya Namaha, Om Rigapanaye Namaha, Om Jatadharaya Namaha, Om Kailashavasine Namaha, Om Kavachine Namaha, Om Kathoraya Namaha, Om Tripurantakaya Namaha, Om Vishankaya Namaha, Om Vrishabharadudaya Namaha, Om Bhasmodulita Vigrahaya Namaha, Om Samapriyaya Namaha, Om Swaramayaya Namaha, Om Traimurtaye Namaha, Om Anishwaraya Namaha, Om Sarvagyaya Namaha, Om Paramatmane Namaha, Om Somasuragni Lochanaya Namaha, Om Havishe Namaha, Om Yajyamayaya Namaha, Om Somaya Namaha, Om Panchavaktraya Namaha, Om Sadashivaya Namaha, Om Vishveshwaraya Namaha, Om Virabhadraya Namaha, Om Gananathaya Namaha, Om Prajapataye Namaha, Om Hiranyaretase Namaha, Om Durdharshaya Namaha, Om Girishaya Namaha, Om Girishaya Namaha, Om Anaghaya Namaha, Om Bhujanga Bhushanaya Namaha, Om Bhargaya Namaha, Om Giridhanvane Namaha, Om Giripriyaya Namaha, Om Kriti Vasase Namaha, Om Purarataye Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Pramarthadipaya Namaha, Om Mrityunjayaya Namaha, Om Sukshmattanave Namaha, Om Jagadvyapine Namaha, Om Jagadgurave Namaha, Om Vyomakeshaya Namaha, Om Mahasena Janakaya Namaha, Om Charu Vikramaya Namaha, Om Rudraya Namaha, Om Bhutapataye Namaha, Om Sthanave Namaha, Om Ahirbuddhinyaya Namaha, Om Digambaraya Namaha, Om Ashtamurtaye Namaha, Om Anekatmane Namaha, Om Satvikaya Namaha, Om Shuddha Vigrahaya Namaha, Om Shashvataya Namaha, Om Khanda Parashave Namaha, Om Ajaya Namaha, Om Papa Vimochakaya Namaha, Om Mridaya Namaha, Om Pashupataye Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Mahadevaya Namaha, Om Avyayaya Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Pashudantabire Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Dakshadvaraharaya Namaha, Om Haraya Namaha, Om Bhaganetrabhide Namaha, Om Avyaktaya Namaha, Om Sahasrakshaya Namaha, Om Sahasrapade Namaha, Om Apavarga Pradaya Namaha, Om Anantaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Parameshwaraya Namaha. Iti Shri Shiva Astotara Namavali Samaptam. Okay. Now everybody should offer water again whilst I chant the Mrityunjay mantra 3 times and the Panchakshari mantra 11 times. So please clean your lingam and the stand with plain water, wipe it, and then keep it in a clean place, either in your shrine or your mandir or wherever, as long as it is a clean place. So let us do that now, please. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormokshyamamritaat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormokshyamamritaat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormokshyamamritaat. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Now, if you can put a few drops of water in the sandalwood paste, sandalwood that you have, and make a paste out of it. And then we will draw a tripendra on the Shivlingam. So if you dip these 2 fingers, the middle 2 fingers, into the sandalwood, and if it's a Shivlingam, you can just draw a tripendra, a line with your 2 fingers, and that will make it what you call a tripendra. Which is what you can see always on the forehead of Lord Shiva, whether it is made out of Vibhuti or sandalwood. If you do have Vibhuti nearby, you can also spring some Vibhuti on the Shivlingam. We always sing Bhasma Bhushitanga Sai Chandrasekhara. Lord Shiva loves applying Vibhuti all over his body, so we can do that as well. And the milk and water liquid that you have, you can have that as prasadam. But I would request somebody not to boil it or anything like that. You can just have it as it is. And if you want to only have a bit of it, then the rest can be poured in the garden somewhere or in flowing water. So that concludes our Abhishekam today. And now Lord Shiva is seated right in front of us after having done Abhishekam on him. He's adorned with sandalwood paste and Vibhuti. And in that lovely form of his, let us adore him even further by singing his glory. So we'll now go into Bhajans, which will conclude with Bhagwan's Mangalarti. Jai Sai Ram, and thank you for conducting this Abhishekam today.
Amba Bhavani Shiva Shambho Kumara. जया शंकरा भावगोचरा शिव चिदंबरा ओंकारा जया शंकरा भावगोचरा शिव चिदंबरा जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपते शिव शंकर Bye.
bam bam Bholenath, Sai bam bam Bholenath. Bam bam Bholenath, Sai bam bam Bholenath. Bam bam Bholenath, Sai bam bam Bholenath. Har Har Shankar Shiva Shiva Shankar bam bam Bholenath. Bam bam Bholenath, Sai bam bam Bholenath. Dam dam damaru damaru kanatha bam bam Bholenath.
Dam dam damaru kanatha bam bam
Bam bam Bholenath, Sai bam bam Bholenath. Bam bam Bholenath, Sai bam bam Bholenath. Bam bam Bholenath, Sai bam bam Bholenath. Har Har Shankar Shiva Shiva Shankar bam bam Bholenath.
Abhishekam Shankara Shambo Abhishekam Shankara
Hare
Dimika dimika dim, dimika dimika dim, nache bhola nath. Dimika dimika dim, dimika dimika dim, nache bhola nath. Dimika dimika dim, dimika dimika dim, nache bhola nath. Nache bhola nache bhola nache bhola nache bhola जय शिव शंकर साई शंकर ओम नमः शिवाय जय शिव शंकर साई शंकर ओम नमः शिवाय गिरिजा शंकर साई महेश्वर ओम नमः शिवाय गिरिजा शंकर साई महेश्वर ओम नमः शिवाय जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
परमं पवित्रं भावामि भूति परमं विचित्रं लीलाभूति परमं पवित्रं भावामि भूति परमं विचित्रं लीलाभूति
Jyotirlingas